But now this is Koala Big Gang. Happy
No.
Father's Day. Let's just get that out of the way. I know
Let's
that
just get
time
it
will be
out of the
different, but
way.
this in our time it's Father's Day. And I also want to start
Yeah.
off with something completely different. Even though we're talking about animation, even though we're talking about Nickelodeon cartoons, I saw Lightyear last night.
Oh, well,
So
it's
what?
animation.
Yeah,
Have you guys seen
that's
Lightyear?
true.
Have you guys
That's
seen
true.
Lightyear?
That's a good point.
It just came out. I'll probably check it out when it
I'm
comes to
I'm
Disney
I have
Plus. But
two hot
curious.
takes about Lightyear.
all right, let's
Okay.
hear them.
Yeah.
First hot take: everybody on the internet freaking out. Shut up. All right.
What are they freaking out about?
They're freaking out because they show same-sex couples in it, right?
Oh no!
Shut up. Okay.
Oh god!
Shut up. Because why? Because
Too
it's a
fragile.
cartoon about a space ranger in
Yeah.
space, okay?
I can't handle
About
that.
a doll, really. So shut up. Okay? And two,
Oh, so it's-
it might be the best Pixar movie that ever. It might
Oh,
be.
you really liked it.
It was
But
really
they're
good.
not a guaranteed home run anymore. But what about?
It was good.
the flops?
Here's
Really?
the thing. I think Pixar, even at their worst, is still okay. Like honestly, like I don't think they've made a real stinker. That's maybe my hot take, but I think Lightyear is going to be solid. I know the reviews have been kind of middling by some. Some really like it, some not so much. But I don't know. I love Toy Story. I love all four of them. This is different. It's a spin-off, obviously, but I don't know. Seems fun. I think I'll like it. I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's really
Uh,
fun. It's a really good movie. I think it rides the line well of if you want something for the kids, cool. If you want something more actiony, it's there. And the story is actually not. It's not deep, but it's deeper than I
no,
expected.
it's just,
Okay.
well, Pixar, they do have a good emotional, core to them. They really do.
Hmm.
Movies got heart and same-sex
And
couples.
same-sex couples, and they don't even
Love
kiss.
in all
I saw on
forms.
the internet that they kiss. They don't even kiss.
Come on.
They
Where do I
embrace.
even go? That's
Quit
not
crying.
Yeah, that's
Quit
true.
crying and grow up. That's what I say.
make out.
Things happen. People of persuasions exist, and it's gonna show up in media. All right. If you don't like it, you could
Right.
go back to the Stone Ages, get a ball in a cup, and sit in the backyard, and that can be your new Toy Story animation, whatever. I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of people
Story
complaining,
for you.
and I know I'm complaining about people complaining, continuing the culture of complaining, but still. I just felt like I had to say that because when I
There's
saw
too much discourse.
exactly when all the
for
commotion I
movies.
saw about it, I thought it was going to be something like, like how like a Cinderella thing. Like, even if it was like that, it shouldn't be a
Yeah.
big deal. But I thought because how people were talking about it, it was like that, and it wasn't
No,
anything near that. So
probably
be
a small
quiet.
thing in the movie, right?
Yeah, they don't even peck.
Right.
They,
That's how it is. Yeah.
they just hold. They just like hug.
Yeah, yeah, everyone's holding a baby or something.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're just domestic, like
And they
say-
dating lesbians. Yeah,
They always say it's everywhere. They're shoehorning it in everywhere. Well, just let them have their little wink and a nod if it's just a scene.
yeah, the weird moral panic. Yeah, like that's going on
All
right
right,
there.
I'll admit it. I was looking.
It's what
I
do they
was
say?
looking for that
Grooming.
hardcore
It's
lesbian
grooming.
scene pretty hard. I ain't gonna lie.
The only grooming I'm into is you know,
Is
Kara.
and
Being
look
well
at the
groomed.
work he's put in, folks. This is a
I got
model.
my Sunday best on today, so you can see it's a Zelda
I-
shirt.
I
got
think
for
he's
my
really
birthday.
serving, if I do say.
Shout out to
Serving
Call
what?
me later.
Chef Shu. He just popped in to wish happy Father's Day. Strangely, only to Tim. I want to know why.
And stay tuned for the big announcement coming later involving my genetics and the future. Stay tuned. Big
I was not
announcement.
expecting that.
big stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, and I like how
My genetics
I like
and
how
the future.
Chef knows is the only one I've let in.
Elon Musk is gonna shit his pants.
He says you are daddy.
Big Daddy energy today?
Well, hey, you guys are both works of
Maybe.
art, just like these animations. We're about to talk about.
just like the television.
Okay, so speaking of like, you said something about Pixar missing, and I know that we're gonna do a Pixar episode one of these days.
Oh yeah,
One of these days.
But-
we'll do a tier. Yeah.
Other than Pixar, what like movie or animated movie or movie really in general that you were hyped up for, and it really like did not hit expectations?
Ooh, I got one. Shrek the Third.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Mm.
the first two were really good. The
That-
second was really they're just funny movies. They're just funny. The third one, it just came down to it was not that funny.
Mm-hmm.
It really wasn't. It was just, you felt the sequelitis kick in, like they ran out of creative ideas.
Yep.
Just the juice wasn't there. Just is not like the first two Shreks. Yeah, I was really disappointed.
I hear you.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's a
I'm trying to
good
think
one.
of one for me.
I'm still thinking too because I don't know. I'm always picky about my movies. I feel like I'm not gonna see it unless I know I'm gonna like it,
Right. Right.
Because I could lie.
and I miss out on a few good ones because of that though.
Mm. I could lie and say
Um,
Spider-Man 3, but I actually did like Spider-Man 3 when I saw it in theaters. It wasn't until like we got into meme age that I found out people didn't like the movie. And I was like, oh really? People thought it was a bad movie. Oh, I thought it was pretty good.
Well, it's funny because that came out that same month as Shrek 3. It was like
Oh,
that,
I
Pirates
didn't know
and
that.
Spider-Man. Yeah, like all wrapped up. And so I
hmm.
remember seeing Spider-Man 3 on my 13th birthday because we had the theater to ourselves.
Nice.
My birthday was last week for those of you watching live. And if you didn't wish me happy birthday yet, that's okay. There's still time. Uh, and I knew it was kind of bad. Like I really paid attention to the reviews because I loved Spider-Man 2, and I was really worried that this one was getting some flack. But I got to be honest, it's not a great movie. It's kind of a mess, but it is fun.
Yeah.
Like I love the
There
Bully
was a
Maguire
lot.
memes; those
Yeah.
are great. So yeah, I enjoy it for what it is, but it's not a great movie. It's not as
Yeah.
good as the first two.
No. I guess staying on the superhero path, now I thought harder. I guess the sequel to the Kick-Ass series would be my biggest disappointment.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Yeah, I know
It's
the first
not
one.
Oh,
memorable at
Yeah,
all.
okay.
that's
I
what I
don't even
heard.
remember what happened. I just remember like, what's going on? This is not as gripping anywhere near as the first one.
Well, my
I don't think I've ever caught that.
With the
here's the thing. I
Kick-Ass.
don't want to get too down
Not
the
the sequel.
Mm.
superhero movie rabbit hole because, like a lot of kids, my introduction to superheroes was from cartoons we grew up watching.
Right.
Batman the animated series, Justice League, the Spider-Man cartoon,
Oh yeah.
even some unconventional ones, Larry Boy. That was a little after
Static
my time.
Shock.
Static Shock, yeah,
Good
yeah.
one.
And our tier list today are going to cover none of those because these are
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Nickelodeon. These are the Nickelodeon cartoons. We're gonna
And they
rank
don't do
them.
superheroes. They don't believe in superheroes.
So
Except
first off,
Ben
though,
10.
Ben 10 was a
Ben
Cartoon
10
Oh,
Network.
I'm dumb.
universe. Oh wait,
But
yeah. I
I
knew
do want
that.
to ask you guys: Were you guys more? Would you consider yourself more of a? Because they were like the big three children's TV networks, unless you were like a freak who didn't watch TV. Um, there was Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and maybe Disney Channel. Now,
Yeah.
I think I was mainly a Nickelodeon kid, maybe more of a Cartoon Network kid a little later.
Mm.
But what about you guys? Where did
Okay.
you fall on the?
I was definitely a Nickelodeon kid. I
Yeah,
skipped actually a ton of those Cartoon Network shows around the early 2000s, late 90s. So
I hear you.
that might come up
same.
later. That might
We'll
come
we'll
up
we'll get
later.
to that
Except for Kids
episode.
Next Door.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
one.
Except for that one.
I'm the
That's a
We'll
good
get to
one.
opposite.
that.
I think I always flip back between
Really?
Nick and Cartoon Network, but
Hmm.
definitely
Yeah.
I really only check for SpongeBob. Really,
Yeah.
usually I always did the mental game, like the verses in my head, like oh, Nickelodeon is showing this. What's Cartoon Network showing? And the Cartoon Network would win
Right.
almost like 9 times out of 10.
Right. Their airing sucked, and well, and then here's the thing. They went to Adult Swim a little earlier, and Nick would go to Nick at Night. So it was only during the day. Now
The
Disney, I
Nick and Night
would
guy.
only watch on, but I think I usually watched ABC, which had the Disney shows. That was when they did the Saturday
The
morning
hell?
ones. That
Hmm.
was kind of like the last generation of Saturday morning
Yeah,
cartoons.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's dead
Like,
now.
right, because then once Cartoon Network and Nick came along, they were showing cartoons all day.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we're not talking about those. We're talking about Nickelodeon. They were
Nickelodeon, yeah.
first. They were kind of the first children's network. I think it got started in Canada or something, so I guess we can thank them for that.
Yeah, I
That
watched
sounds
so
right.
many YouTube videos on like the start of Nickelodeon and stuff like that.
Yes, an
I've
interesting
not done my
history.
research.
Did you know the dude who made Rugrats also like made the early Simpsons cartoons? I didn't know that until
He worked
YouTube.
on them.
Oh
Yeah,
That
dang.
is
Klasky Chupo.
Klasky Cuspo, yes, or
Mhm.
Kupo, or however you
It's
say
like
it.
they
Yeah,
said Klasky Chupo, like this.
yeah, Klasky Chupo,
But
and
yeah,
they
I'm glad they finally told me because I always wondered what the heck is that as a kid.
because they have a distinct style that we'll see in a lot of these Nickelodeon shows coming up that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And yeah, you want to pull up the tier
Yeah,
list?
let's get it going, yo. We got this tier list going. Nickelodeon cartoons right here.
All right.
Wait, no, right here.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. There it is, and then I'll share it to you
Hang on.
guys. Uh, go live.
Watch stream. Let's see.
All right, we got this tier list here. Oh, don't
Your
want to shot
background.
BVV. Let me make this a little smaller.
The top, we got animation marvels. We got quality television.
Yep.
It'll do, I'll watch it. Background noise, I don't pay attention, barely acknowledge it. Regret seeing, unpleasant. You haven't
Ugly.
seen, totally neutral.
Yeah.
Don't just we can't judge what we don't know.
Right. We don't want to insult nobody. Because animation is really hard. Like, I always feel bad for the animation
Yeah.
scene in Japan, the sweatshop scene in
Oh
Japan.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
some great
TV
stuff they
can
come
be
up with,
especially
but
grueling.
they definitely don't get to
dark
see their
side.
children grow up.
And this really was a good era of TV animation. If we're talking like when we came up, like the '90s, early 2000s, a lot of good TV
The
cartoons.
kids these days don't really got nothing, alright? You guys are watching, like, basically paint dry. I feel so bad for you guys. I don't know. I bet the cartoons are
You gotta
fine.
rewatch our shows.
I bet the cartoons are fine.
There's good ones now,
not.
yeah,
They're
but
not.
here's we're gonna be biased. I'll tell you though, where I am a total cartoon boomer, and we could start off with the big one here.
big one.
SpongeBob, I gotta admit, man, SpongeBob SquarePants, bottom left corner
Thank you.
there.
I'm like, where the hell?
Here's
Well, we already
my
know.
deal. I was telling my brother the other day, look, SpongeBob is Nickelodeon's crown jewel. It's the GOAT, but I gotta admit, boy, I'm talking before the movie. You know what I mean? Like Golden Era
Yeah,
SpongeBob. It's
yeah.
not the same show now. I'm sure it's got funny episodes. A lot of talented people work on it, but like Golden Era SpongeBob, like 1999 to when did the movie come out? Like 2005,
Four,
2004,
5, yeah,
something like
something
that.
like
Yeah,
that.
Something.
like
Mm-hmm.
every episode is funny.
Yeah,
And I know that's a biased thing because we were the target age range at that time. But I gotta admit, even as a kid, when I saw, what was it, like the Sponge That Could Fly episode, that was the first time I'm like, something's off. There's a little magic missing here.
yeah, I hear ya. I don't even try to look
And
at the new stuff.
No.
no,
My thing is with
not
SpongeBob,
SpongeBob.
I didn't know how popular it was until I watched one of those. Have you guys seen the YouTube videos where they like it's like data and they chart the data over time? Like it's like a time lapse video, and one was the
Yeah,
most popular cartoon over like
I'm
time
sure.
periods.
Yeah.
SpongeBob was the most popular cartoon over Mickey Mouse for like 10 years around the world.
hmm
And I didn't know that.
yeah.
And also Dragon Tales somehow made a push in the mid 2000s to be one of the most popular cartoons in the world, which I didn't know.
PBS one from our childhood. Yeah,
For
that
real,
used to
check
be.
those out. They have some really cool stuff. Like I looked up
They
like
did. We
yeah.
should talk about, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
PBS one time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
I'm going
All right.
to
Stay tuned.
talk about this. This is one of the most underrated cartoons ever. It's one
I'm
of my
glad
favorite
you said
cartoons ever.
something. I'm really glad. I was really hoping the tier list would have this on there.
Yeah. I'm willing to put it
Creative
up here,
idea. Honestly, I am too. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember I really loved it. I was sad when it ended.
have
I
you
can't remember anything
you don't know
bad
about Chalk
this
Zone?
one.
Oh, about to say, you gotta know about Chalk Zone.
You don't know
Oh, yeah.
about this
Oh,
song.
Rudy got the chalk.
Rudy got the chalk. Who's got the
Excellent theme
chalk?
song. Every
Mhm.
episode was like kind of interesting. Yeah.
Guys, remember the villain? What was his name? Scroll. He was like this like ugly, shitty drawing that like Rudy. I don't even think Rudy even did it. It was like the kids at the party took his magic
Yeah.
chalk and drew this horrible thing and then erased it.
Yeah,
And
the,
then he
like that one dude.
resented. Yeah, and he resented Rudy for it forever. He's like, "Why was I born?"
too
She's
deep.
like, I didn't mean to. You were an accident. He's like, well, that's just worse. And he had the little guys that would fly him in the Beanie Boys. Remember that?
Yeah,
They had the
yeah,
little
Oh,
beanies on their head.
yes.
They go, Beanie Boys, Beanie
yeah.
Boys. Where are the boys at Scroll Employed? I always think about that.
Shock
Just a
Zone,
really
man.
creative, just a really creative
And I liked it.
cartoon idea.
I liked it was like a multimedia clash too. It just, you didn't think about it because it was animation on animation, but they did like elementary school
Chalk outlines.
styled animation, chalk outlined animation for the chalk. Which really made
Yeah.
the 2D animation look realistic. More well, not realistic, but at least more realistic.
Like the real world.
Yeah, like the
separated
real
out from
world.
the chalk world.
I thought that was really cool when they did that.
Chalk Zone.
Yeah, people sleep. For me, like Chalk Zone is Nickelodeon as told by What Happened to Robot Jones is to Cartoon Network for me.
Yeah, the
But
hidden gem.
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. Because
We'll
I
get to
actually
that.
have like a rant about whatever happened to Robot Jones. But
I can't
anyway, Cat Dog. What do you guys think about that? I feel like it was
It was mid for me.
Yeah.
Do.
I remember
It's
it
ugly
a
now
little-
too. if
Yeah,
you
it's a
look at
little
it.
mean spirited.
It's very
it's a little
mean-spirited.
It is.
I
There's
gotta
a
admit
lot
that.
of slapstick.
Well,
Tom and
here's the thing.
Jerry-esque.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing: Tom and Jerry, one thing, but like things never work out for Cat Dog, and sometimes they really didn't deserve it. Like
Right.
with shows like Ed, Edd and Eddie, it was slapstick and people hit each other. There was a little bit of, I don't want to say like bite to it.
It was
'cause
more
it's-
jerks getting their comeuppance.
Yeah.
So then just bad things happening to the main character.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I was really upset with the show in that regard because it seemed like if they won in any shape or form, it was always Dog winning. But it was usually
Right.
off of Cat's idea. So Cat was like
Right.
the genius, the guy with the ideas, the guy with the ambition that was like, we gotta get out of this dusty apartment or whatever, do something. And then
Yeah.
they would just like squash on him all the time. Like, yeah, shut up. You're just a loser. Maybe we'll let your other half win, but not you. Like, I remember the flea episode where the fleas like vored him
Yeah.
alive. I'm just like, Jesus.
Well, and I gotta admit, the premise was a little upsetting to me too, because I'm like, neither of them have a rear end. How do they use the bathroom? They're just stuck together. Like, I thought it was like hell for them.
Yeah.
Seems
Like, I really
it.
was. Yeah, I was
Well,
like, who made this?
the
Like,
funny-
abomination.
Speaking of, the funny thing about Cat Dog is my mom did not want us to watch it because when she first saw it, she said, "What in the heck is that?" I was like, "Oh, it's Cat Dog. They're like conjoined or whatever." She's like, "That is demonic."
That's what I mean. It's an aberration of nature. My mom didn't like it either. I don't think she said anything demonic, but she was just like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So there was something about the show that turned off adults.
Yeah, because
swear.
now that I'm an
Yeah.
adult, I remember I tried to watch an episode for nostalgia, and I was like, it's so ugly.
It
looking.
can be funny though, and that's why I
Yeah.
put it in like it'll do. Like it's not an unpleasant watch. It's just
Okay,
If you
so
want to see Tom Kenny before SpongeBob, watch Cat Dog.
oh yeah, right.
okay, so here's another one that I love a lot, Invader Zim.
Mhm.
It's another ugly show, but I think it still stands up. I know my humor is a little weird and
I
random.
put it in quality television.
Yeah.
I
It was like, that random humor before the internet.
Yeah, it was a little.
Yeah,
if
it's
you
a
ask me,
little
Too much of that.
if you ask me, it was a little ahead of its time. I feel like it would have
Oh,
done
yeah.
really well now.
the cartoon
yeah,
that
they
launched
had that-
2000 teen kids.
Yeah, the
They
Gen
had that
Z kids that
movie.
love that kind of crazy TikTok humor and crazy dark humor as well. Like,
It was dark, boy.
oh yeah, like the one episode where he's just like, they have to
Taking
pass a
over.
physical. Everyone knows this one because it scared a lot of kids. It didn't scare me, but it's just gross to me. But he figures out he has to pass a physical, and he thinks that it's like super detailed, and they're gonna look inside of his organs, and he's an alien, and so he figures, well, I gotta get human organs, so when they look inside
Yeah.
of me, I look like a human, and so he one by one went around to all the classmates, harvesting their organs.
The eyes and the I
Yeah.
remember that. It was grotesque.
And then he was
But as a
like
kid,
spitting them up. It was really gross.
He's like Jabba by
Yeah.
the end. But I think they know back then, like kids, kind of in a perverse way, love that,
Yeah.
and that was the joy of it. As long as it's funny.
Yeah.
Because Invader Zim, it's not everyone's cup of tea, and I totally get it. I watched the
Yeah.
movie not that long ago,
Oh yeah.
and I enjoyed it for what it is. But I admit, at my age now, being not a goth girl, I was like, you
No.
know what? It is a little bit shouty for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I gotta admit, like, if you're, 11 years old and you want a cartoon that's a little edgy, and you see yourself as a little alt kid
Right,
in the
yeah,
making, it has total control of tone.
right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it knows exactly what it is and it knows its audience. So, yeah, you got to give it credit.
Mm-hmm.
That's some quality television.
Right there.
Right there.
I think this is when I got off the train. I never watched El Tigre. I know he's supposed to be a superhero from Mexico
Yeah,
that turns into a tiger, but I
Yeah.
just
I
never
have
watched it.
passing knowledge of it. I follow the creator on Twitter, nice guy. Everyone in animation knows him. Um, I don't know. I might have to put it in like haven't seen or mid. I don't know. I
I just
just
don't know enough about it.
saying. I don't think I've maybe seen an episode or two. I think the art style's pretty fun, but it was just it came on right
Not
as I was
even bad.
aging
I'm just
out.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Shout out to
No,
Manny Rivera.
well, it's yeah, it came along at that time as we were starting to really age out, and yeah, it just wasn't one of those. It skewed just a little younger.
Yeah, that was one of those things that
True.
flashed, and I think I'm done. I was like, it's not that I'm done with Nickelodeon. I just think Nickelodeon's done with me.
No,
I'm
well,
older.
it
I'm
was
older.
exactly, and that's how it felt. But one that was definitely in our time was, let's see. Oh, I mean, do we want to just get another one of the goats out of the
Yeah,
way?
let's do it.
Okay.
Avatar. I mean,
Oh
you were the
yeah.
Oh
perfect
yeah.
age for Avatar to come out. I
I
think
don't even
about
put
that.
it in front of SpongeBob.
Oh yeah,
Just just like just because Avatar kind of like it's so good that people debate if it's an anime or cartoon to this day or not. One of those
oh
things.
yeah,
It's so good they
Yeah.
still want live action remakes of it, even though it ended in 2006.
yep. I concur.
It's not
Like we
going well.
were the
It's
perfect
not gonna
age
happen
for it. It
anymore.
started when we were 10. It ended when we were what 13 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something like
Eh,
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
because
something
Korra
like that.
started like what when we were juniors.
Gosh,
Right.
yes, no. Korra
11 or 12.
started when we were seniors
Yeah,
because we watched it in
Mm.
yeah,
Wilson's
yeah,
class.
yeah. You're right.
It
Hmm.
started, I think, right after we graduated, like that summer or something. But I remember Avatar in grade school, talking about it with my friends. We were just the right age because we were just a little younger than the main characters.
Mm,
Like that's when
right.
it's sweet. So you kind of think like, oh, I want to like
It's almost
be
like this is
14.
us.
Yeah, exactly. And like you're shy about girls, but you kind of were into like the romance of
It's
Yeah, you
so
kind of live
common.
vicariously.
running.
Like, I hope I find a girl that makes Aang that makes me feel a way. However her name is, Katara makes Aang feel.
Katara.
No,
Yeah,
it's all about Jet. It's all about Jet.
Jet.
yeah. Jet
They
got
should have
slept
kept
on.
Jet around.
Jet was actually a very interesting character. Very interesting character. Very interesting thing where where your surroundings make the person type of thing going on because
Blinded
he
by
had,
revenge. Yeah.
yeah, like he wasn't a bad guy. He was like a misguided hero. He
Yeah.
wanted to beat the
That's
Fire
what.
Nation at all costs, including terrorism.
Yeah.
That's part of what
Exactly.
made that show so great. Is every little place they'd stop at along the way felt like there was history to it. It didn't feel like they just made it up as soon as they got there.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like they had been there a long time, or
Well, and
affected by the Fire Nation's wrath.
and maybe this will like bring us into Korra as well, because one thing I
Let's
rewatched.
go ahead. Let's do Korra.
It's
Okay, because I rewatched both series, and this is why I can compare them to why Korra is good, but it's not at the level of Avatar. Like I'd put it
dang,
in quality for me,
you got stomped out, Cora.
just a
It
little bit. Because
comes
here's the thing:
close.
I think some people are really hard on Legend of Korra, almost unfairly.
True.
But the reason I think it doesn't hit the way Avatar does is Avatar is about young teens, basically kids. And
Mm-hmm.
Avatar is episodic. It knows exactly, what it is. It got more episodes.
Yeah.
But Korra feels like it wants to be YA and desperately wants to break out of the confines of Nickelodeon,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not allowed
True.
to.
Right.
And the
Sure.
storylines are more. Here's the thing: it's like they're more grown up, but not necessarily more mature.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing is, if things felt like a lack of maturity in Avatar, you're like, well, yeah, the characters are kids. But in Korra, they're young adults. Like, they're barely even teens. They're in their 20s, pretty much. And I'm thinking, like, if I was a kid, it's just not as compelling to watch.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
still
It feels a little
cool.
tropey. It feels a little watered down from like because I feel you. It's not quite kid anime like Avatar, but
Mhm.
it's not quite adult anime like how like something like a
Right.
Death Note. And it feels like it wants to get up there, at least be Bleach Naruto level, but it's not even that.
Exactly, but it's not allowed to be. So it feels like it's trying to serve these two things. Like we got to be a fun cartoon for kids, but we also want to be a more mature YA story.
Yeah,
And it can only halfway do both.
and
And
I
that's the only problem.
and I also didn't like the changing of the guards so much in the Legend of Korra, as in like the main characters we had to care about. Like yeah, you had your core, but there would be like one season where you had to like memorize this whole family and this whole faction for just that season. Like I remember
Oh yeah.
season 4, I believe, where one of the
Who was the villain?
it was the woman villain.
Kuvera? Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
last. That was
Kuvira,
4.
yeah.
That
That
was the
was
one where
season
I'm like,
4.
how many new people are you gonna throw in just to end the series? Like,
Well,
what are you
and they
doing?
had a great villain in
It's almost
Amon
like
and
they didn't want
killed
to.
him in the first season.
Yeah.
Spoiler, sorry, but like Amon, they could have really milked.
They could have milked
Hang
them
on.
on. They could have. They also got rid of one of their biggest plot.
It's it's true.
They also got rid of one of their biggest things they could have used as a plot. But I think, hey, what's up?
My brother.
How you doing? It's been so long. Welcome to the podcast. Our first guest on the podcast
Yeah,
here.
so we put
Legend of Korra thoughts. Legend of Korra thoughts.
for under Avatar. We both agreed. That was kind of stuff we talked about when watching it.
Yeah, because like I do think Korra is like very good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, even though I don't think it's quite as good as Avatar, I still think like it's very.
It seems like we all agree on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it found its footing later on. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, I feel like after they became a webtoon, didn't they go streaming on Nickelodeon.com for
They
the
did.
last
I
two
think they did
seasons?
that in like
Yeah.
what,
The
like
last one.
season 3?
It was like the middle of season 2.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
really got
Ooh.
screwed over by the scheduling.
Yeah, they're
here's
like,
the
you know
thing,
what?
too. Sorry.
They can't.
No,
see
go
it.
ahead. Go ahead.
From my
You-
own experience watching it, something I remember, even though they'd like upload it to the Nick website, the Nick website wasn't very good, and the episode was very quickly after.
All right,
So
we
they
back.
made
We
them-
back. I don't know why the stream ended,
Yeah.
but we back.
Okay, so for those of you, if it cut
We'll cut
out,
that part
I
out.
said, well,
I could
I
just
just
stitch both
said,
of them, stitch them both together, and
I
editing.
hope I didn't leave on a cliffhanger because I said I had one bone to pick with Hey Arnold, but it's not really with the show; it's with the movies. In what would you say, was it like 2003 or something? They made a Hey Arnold movie.
Yeah,
That sounds right.
oh, it's
2000,
the one in theaters,
even
right?
earlier. Maybe.
Yeah, it was
Even
like
earlier,
2002 or something.
Yep.
And then they made the Jungle movie a few years ago.
Yep.
And here's the thing about it. I don't really care for either one because I feel like both of the movies miss the point of Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Because even though I know the creator really wanted the Jungle movie to be like the conclusion, here's my problem with it. Hey Arnold isn't about like going on adventures or being
Yeah.
spies or being in the jungle. Hey Arnold is about kids growing up in like, I don't know, wherever they live, like the Bronx or like Philadelphia, like New Jersey, like they live somewhere around. Wikipedia is like,
urban dot city.
well,
Yeah.
like, Wikipedia says it's supposed to be like Seattle, but it looks like East Coast. It looks like
Yeah, to me, I always thought
I
it was
dig
New
it.
York.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was giving
same.
New
Maybe
York vibes.
Philly. Yeah, but yeah, I could see it being Philly if not New York because the skyline even because remember it would show that
Yeah.
it would pan down and it would show like their brownstone they lived in. And I'm like,
Right.
yeah, that looks like East Coast. It looks like New York.
Down the
Um,
range.
That's what I liked about it. Did you guys ever see this YouTuber Nerd Rider? He did a good video on Hey Arnold. Really good. I recommend it.
I have to check it out. I love Hey Arnold.
Josh, yeah, you should watch it. It might you
Yeah.
appreciate it even more. It's just a good slice of life cartoon that we don't get a lot of these days.
It was like I said to me. It was like an FX original for kids. A lot of hard lessons. A lot of hard lessons in it. Like even the bird,
anthology episodes, yeah.
even the bird guy, and how they
Pigeon
ended.
Man.
Pigeon Man, and he's just like, and just how exacerbated he was. Like when he was just like, "We can fix this. I can fix this." And he's just like, "It's not your fault, Arnold. It's just people. This is why I don't hang out with people." And he's just like so like you can tell like through his whole life, they've always treated him this way. And he's just like, that's why I just hang out with pigeons, bro, because people just always treat me like this. So I'm gonna go to another town.
Hey Arnold would be real, like where sometimes the kids who are his friends would be a villain one episode. Yeah. Like in those episodes, his friends like are the ones who trash his place. Like they're just dicks about it. But that's how real kids are.
I would say, Hey Arnold. There's a comedian I watch, and he says, "If you knew how people grew up, you could never truly hate them." I feel like Hey Arnold really reflects that.
It's about that.
Yeah, it's really about that.
Good line to go out on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Mighty B, what the hell is that? The freaking annoying brace-faced Girl Scout?
I don't remember this at all.
You're lucky.
Regret seeing
because I saw it and I'm like, what is up with this girl? It was just like,
oh yeah,
you know, the girl who knew she wasn't pretty but would always like make her face be known because she wouldn't stop talking. That's Mighty B.
Being seen.
Yeah, like she just they're like, I don't care. I don't care if people think I'm annoying as long as you guys know that I exist. That's good with me.
As long as I'm loud.
Yeah, that's Mighty B.
The cartoon was like that. It was in your face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad they made a show like that. That sounds great.
To be honest, it looks like if Dexter was a girl.
It's like it did really well. Dexter?
Like Dexter's Lab.
Dexter's Lab. I thought you know.
Okay, so this for Ren and Stimpy show, I want to bring it up because I know it has two bursts, one being on Nickelodeon, the other one on Adult Swim.
We're talking Nickelodeon here.
Right.
Let's just stick with the
I'm just going to put an asterisk next to the Adult Swim one. The Adult Swim one, if you ask me, is better because they get to do the nasty stuff with Ren and Stimpy and it makes more sense. But I regret seeing the child one, to be honest.
I would put it back. Here's the thing. I appreciate Ren and Stimpy for what it did for animation, like TV, but I'm not a fan personally.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
It's definitely vibes. You know,
again, it was too much like the cat dog thing. Actually,
well, because I agree with background noise because since I don't like the kid one, but I would put the adult one in like quality television that like averages out to background noise.
Seen it. Here's the thing. I know John Kay, the creator, infamous in the animation world now. He's a creep, kind of a jerk, but he really is for everything I've heard about.
I can see it in his cartoon.
Guy. Well, that's the thing. It feels a little mean. It's it could be very funny, and again, it really paved the way for TV animation in the '90s. So I got to give it credit. But for personal taste, it's background noise. I didn't really grow up watching it.
I would say you can tell. I don't know if you see Ego Raptor stuff, but I can tell he was probably very influenced by Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, a lot of animators, for sure. But I kind of prefer the stuff that was influenced by it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, now this one wasn't as in your face about it, but Angry Beavers, again, background noise.
I just don't remember too much about that show.
There's really not much to remember.
Being kind of samey.
Yeah.
I remember this one being always cool, and that one always being like, maybe I should check it out. But
I don't think things ever worked out for them. I always think
it was another one. They were like a less likable Mordecai and Rigby.
Yeah, to be honest, now you say that,
yeah, that's how I remember them at least.
The only episode I remember of Angry Beavers is an episode where they were in a blimp or trying to get in a blimp, and that was it. I don't know why. That was some of my deep recesses of my mind. I never really watched Our Real Monsters. I feel like
it was before our time.
Yeah,
it was very early.
Just before.
Because they hardly ever showed it when we were kids. So I know it's weird that I got to put it haven't seen. I would put it in like either haven't seen or it'll do because I have seen some of it, but it's been a long time.
All I remember the characters. I don't remember the cartoon whatsoever. I only remember when they were like
Chupo.
Chupo. I only remember there was episodes where they would like cross over during Halloween. I think Angry Beavers and All Real Monsters did a cartoon like that. Rugrats and All Real Monsters did a crossover.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that,
speaking of which, Rugrats.
Yeah. Okay. So Rugrats was the first SpongeBob.
It really was. Right there.
First SpongeBob
for Nickelodeon at least.
Huge.
It was huge. Yeah.
As
I wouldn't
far
watch
as their
it
big
now,
show.
but I'd put it in quality television. Or what would you put it? Marvel's quality. It's high up.
I would say the first ones are not Marvels. They are funny
No.
and they're memorable, but they are ugly. But the later down the road, when the animation gets tighter, then it becomes
Yeah,
a Marvel. But because it's not a Marvel from the start, like SpongeBob and all the other ones,
right.
I think it's quality television.
Are you
No,
talking
no,
post Dill, pre Kimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
best.
I was actually say I
But I
liked
even-
the addition of them. I know a lot of people didn't like it, so that's when it started going downhill. But I didn't mind the
That's
addition
true.
of.
I really liked the movie, and post Dill is good. I think I stopped watching after Kimmy though. Rugrats in Paris, was like
Your get off
one of
point.
the last. Yeah, my
Yeah.
get off point.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well,
I
they
always
had a mech fight.
They did have a mech
That's
battle
insane.
suit fight.
No one was watching those kids.
What was? But Rugrats
Uh,
All grown
always all grown up, man. All grown up.
Okay,
I don't know how
got
I
a
feel
bone
about
pick
that.
all grown
Okay.
up. I'll put background noise for it, or it'll do, because I did kind of.
Background noise.
Here's the thing: I would watch it, but I have a bone to pick with. It's like it'll do or background noise, because here's the problem.
I would almost put it in regret.
I almost
Well,
did.
I don't.
Pure regret.
Here's the thing, though. I did watch it, and I got some level of entertainment out of it as a kid, so I couldn't say like I hated it. But here's my thing: they did the classic thing where they were written and drawn as teenagers. That's the point. It was called All Grown Up. But some executive said, no, they have to be younger. You can make them 10 tops. So in the show, they're talking about like dating and working summer jobs. And then they would say something like, Tommy, you're only 10 years old. And I'd be taken aback because I was 10 years old or so at the time.
You
And I'm
didn't
like,
have a
"Listen,
job?
Well, it was like, what's her name? Little Angelica and Susie and them were supposed to be like 12 or 13. And I'm like, why didn't they just make them in high school? They're acting
Creepypasta.
like it's high school.
Rugrats All Grown Up is
Somebody
based
said
in
no.
1910 or 1915. So
them to work.
kids get to work.
Put them back in time.
Yeah.
Well, so Creepypasta, there was a special episode of that show that I gotta admit, it was really scary for no reason. And Rugrats had a few episodes like that too. OG Rugrats
Just
really
spooky.
did.
Their Halloween episode that ended
Yeah.
with that one, I ain't got no brain or nothing. I forget what it was. I mean, me and my girlfriend say it to
No.
each other.
All
But it's
grown
just
up,
like-
that's what I'm talking about. Because there was the one kid at the camp who was like, what was his name, like Beans or something, and all the girls
Yeah.
liked him. And then it turns out he's a ghost.
Ghost,
You're like,
yeah,
what the
yeah,
hell?
yeah. Because
He's
they watched
dead?
that like old
And, like,
video
you
and he's
see
in
him?
it, and yeah, and then he
The
turns
whole
to them and
picture,
says,
yeah.
"I ain't got no brains or nothing,"
And
then
he just disappears.
and then they all scream.
It's I'm glad you remembered that too, because I forgot about it for years and it just came back to me like a fever dream. I was like, what was that?
I ain't got no brains. And he had like red eyes and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was scary.
But what is
Remembering
this
Rugrats.
about? Okay, you guys see the freaking eye
Yo, this-
on the
this
ginger?
hit.
Yeah,
That was all the characters' eyes, and it looked so ugly.
I gotta admit though,
It's just
ugly art style
strange.
aside, it was a good show. Right.
Yeah,
It hit.
I'll put it on
It would.
It'll Do.
I would put it in like if Hey Arnold was too dark for you. This was more a mild slice of life, where it was just like where this
It
is
was a
like
girl. Yeah.
right where Hey Arnold was like this is simulating a drug addict getting in rehab. This would be like, oh, these girls are mean to me. How do I deal with my bullies? Like it was just
But
more
for
than.
what it was, and I think there was nothing wrong with that because it still was entertaining enough to watch it as a boy.
Yeah.
But again, it was one like It'll Do. I would watch it when it was on.
I saw some
But
of those
it wasn't
movies. I
Purely educational.
they all look like
perfect.
we all had
It's-
that big old mump. They had the mumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and their
Yeah.
nose would be this high on their face, and their mouth would be down here.
They
And
all
their
were just
lips
inbred.
real.
Just inbred. Inbred.
But I'm a defender of that
Malfunctions.
about Ginger, or as told by Ginger.
It was a very middle school-y show.
Mhm.
It was, but it was actually set then, and yeah.
But
And
that
her
theme
brother
song
was like always.
bangs. That theme song bangs.
It really was. How does it go? It was something
Someone
like,
was telling me the grass is much greener
wow,
on the
wow,
other
wow.
side. It was really funky. I paid a visit, and it's possible I missed it, but it's different. Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah, till further notice.
Boy, I'm gonna
Oh
listen to
man,
that.
I'm in between. I can sing the whole
Look
thing.
at us. See, we're
All right, all right.
secret.
Animation
Damn.
Marvel. All right, animation Marvel.
At least, the theme song is up there. The theme
No.
song is
Song
up
was
there.
good, but yeah.
It's good.
Okay, do you guys know much about the Loud House? Every time I've seen this cartoon,
I
I've
do
laughed.
now.
So it's the only new hit Nickelodeon has basically ever had. Like
Okay.
Nickelodeon
It's
has
pathetic.
Nickelodeon's cartoon game has been like pure trash because they don't let anything have a chance.
Right.
Yep.
Ever since like the last decade, Loud House is like their only breakout success because they gave it a chance. So I think it's good from what I've seen of it. I've only seen like an episode maybe though.
I
I
seen
can't really judge.
one episode about them going to the lake for summer.
How was it?
It was okay. It reminds me, of that Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends
Yeah.
in terms of how it
Whoa.
looks and animates.
Yeah, it does. It does have
Yeah.
that little.
But
Graphic
episode to
flat style.
episode, it almost reminds me of, gosh, not SpongeBob, but something that doesn't have any continuity. Just
I would say it gave me Camp Laszlo vibes.
Camp Laszlo
Ooh, yeah.
vibes. But see,
Well,
I was hesitant to say that because it was like literally a lake camp episode.
Oh yeah. Oh, I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen an
But
episode
you're
where
kind of right.
it was like an episode about sharing the bathroom, and he's the only guy in a house full of girls. So the whole time he's trying to find like the best time to get into the bathroom. And I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty funny. And me growing up with two sisters, I know that
I was
pain. So I
gonna
can imagine
say.
12. Like,
Right. It's about kids, with big families, exactly.
yeah.
So yeah, I think
Competent
that's
quality.
a fun idea for a cartoon, and I like the character designs, and yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Reminds me of Schoolhouse
okay, what
Rock
else?
a lot too.
One of my favorite clips
Oh, yeah.
on this channel is from when you were playing the Nickelodeon Smash Brothers, and
Mhm.
you won with Lincoln Loud, and I said "damn" at the right time, so it goes, "Damn, Lincoln Loud."
Yo, shout out real quick to that
That's all I
Nickelodeon
know.
All-Star Brawl. You guys dropped the ball. You had a great game, but you let the
Dropped the
glitches in there
ball.
on purpose for way too long, and now nobody plays it.
And no voice acting either.
Voices.
And no voice
Yeah.
acting. They've slept on
Until
that.
now, yeah, but it's too late.
No one cares.
They
Okay,
did put it in. It's too late.
The Wild Thornberries. How'd you guys feel
another
about
Class
them?
E Chupo. I liked it.
Okay.
Again, I haven't seen it in ages, but I remember it being a pretty decent cartoon. Like I thought
Very
it was
interesting.
fine. It somewhere between second or third tier. I haven't seen it in a long time, but
Interesting
it'll
concept.
do.
for-
Yeah,
But
I'll
it'll
watch
do
it.
because I don't like it. So.
Good, it'll do. That's a good one.
Okay,
for
yeah.
I never liked that. I thought the character looked ugly. I thought that the monkey
Oh, she
guy
did.
wasn't funny. I thought that the sister wasn't in it enough. I thought that the dad was annoying.
Sister was fine though.
Pissed you
For
off. I
my
liked it.
young self.
Like, who the? we'll talk about that.
Any
Another
girl with her
episode.
belly button out is, come on, that's prime meat right
Sorry.
That's all it took as a kid. Like you see that,
there.
you're
The
like,
sister
all
was
right.
bad. The sister was. She was reading the magazines.
Like 8-year-old me was like,
Yo, the bad girl
But I
reading
hated the
magazines is
monkey.
equivalent to the bad girl on her phone. So if she ignores you, she's attractive.
That was the '90s
Oh.
edition.
That's how we trained ourselves. Now, Fairly Odd Parents. A lot of people, I've come to find, I thought everyone liked this cartoon. A lot of people, there's a lot of mixed feelings about the Fairly Odd Parents, actually.
well, I'll tell you why. I grew up liking it. It's a classic, but I gotta admit, seeing it as an adult now, it's pretty grating.
Yeah, okay.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I would put like on It'll Do because I'm not gonna take away
Good
Channel
shout.
Chasers and because when they did those special episodes, they went all out, and I
Yeah.
gotta give it credit. Channel Chasers was epic. What was the one before that with the muffin? That was really good.
With the video game episode?
No, it was like the special long TV movie they did. It was like
yeah.
Abracatastrophe or something,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
Crocker
yeah.
gets the magic muffin, and
Yeah, they
Takes over
went, they
the
went in with
world.
those.
they really did. Yeah. So, you know what? Yeah.
But Butch
So I
Hartman,
gotta give it kudos.
he's ruining his rep as an animator. If you look at anything up on him on the internet.
I'm aware.
Yeah, so
You can be a little cringe.
I can leave it at that. For
That
Yeah,
streaming
what about the
service
other-
isn't gonna take off.
What about the other Butch show, Danny Phantom? Because I put it in the same category personally.
Yeah, I mean, I just never really caught on to Danny Phantom as much as other people around me did.
Same.
A lot of people, this
Yeah,
was their
Danny
like
Phantom.
Teen Titans and like their
I
codename Kid
would
Next Door.
watch it if it was on, but I never really made a point. Like it was fine, for what it was. I didn't like that the ghosts were all, because I thought there was no variety.
I do like the fact that his power was ghost powers because that was something
Yeah.
that I'd never seen or heard of. And
They
like,
made it look good.
and it made it look
It
good.
was
It was
neat.
interesting. Like even Marvel, I think you guys should steal that idea and make like a ghost-based superhero because that's actually a pretty cool idea for a power.
It
but
is.
other
His
than
name
that,
should
it was
be
just like
Ghostface Killer.
yeah, it should be. Danny Ghostface Killer Phantom. He's posted up for his mixtape right there. I just never could get into it because like it was action based, but it's Fairly Odd Parents animation, so the action is what them going like this,
Right.
and then them
Right.
flying across
Whack.
the room. Yeah,
Punch,
exactly.
punch,
Like it's
yeah.
not gonna be fluid.
Right.
Marvel probably does make new superhero chef. I don't know, but what about Back to the Barnyard? It's based on that one. The Nickelodeon had a huge
Based on a
problem with
movie.
taking movies that were okay and making them crappy TV shows. I don't know if this is crappy, but
There was a movie called The Barnyard. It was okay, and they made a terrible cartoon about it that's become a meme farm
Was this
now.
when
And
we
I
were
think
kids?
the memes. No, it was a little after our time. We were probably
yeah.
Oh.
school, early high school. It's very ugly, but the memes are worth it. So I'd either cred or background because the memes are funny. But I've never seen the show other than clips of it, and it seems like a shit post.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
I've
yeah.
seen.
If Tack and the
Yeah.
Power of Juju was here, I'd put that right here.
Oh yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, why did you guys ever think to make that a cartoon? But
So maybe we could put it in regret seeing, but I'll tell you one I definitely regretted looking at was a 3D cartoon called Fanboy and Chum Chum. Is that? Yep.
Never heard of it.
Unpleasant.
do you guys know the story behind Fanboy and Chum Chum that makes it even worse?
I've never heard of this.
No.
How do you guys know what this is?
Fanboy and Chum Chum. Just Google it on your phone real quick. It's ugly. Fanboy and Chum Chum. The Nickelodeon executives had two choices between Fanboy and Chum Chum and Adventure Time,
Yeah.
and they
okay.
chose
Oh,
Fanboy and Chum
no.
Chum.
I have heard of this. Yes, they passed.
Fumbled that.
Who
I was
did
like,
this
how
bad
did you-
fumble?
How do you see the Fanboy and Chum Chum pilot and not think it's the Adventure Time pilot and then think the Fanboy and Chum Chum pilot is better? I don't know who's in that room, but they should be shot.
This is why they never had a hit cartoon since,
So ugly.
Loud House, but since, SpongeBob, Avatar. I mean, here's the thing: as designs, they would look fine as 2D characters, horrible as 3D.
Just keep that as your
Horrible.
picture the whole time.
That's just your new
This is your new profile.
We should show the background, the Zoom background.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, not a fan of Fanboy and Chum Chum. Very irritating.
Yeah.
Um,
And they
let's
had
see,
the
what about-
CGI floaty anime. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Make your
it's a
CGI
bad
model
TV
stop.
CGI.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah.
they think they gotta like when they hold their arm it has to like go like this. I'm like, no one does that except Ghost. So,
All right.
So Jimmy Neutron, what you guys think about Jimmy Neutron? I was never a huge fan of Jimmy Neutron.
Same. I'd put it like mid. I'd watch it if it was on. I liked it fine as a kid. Older doesn't hold a lot for me, so I'd put it in the mid category.
Yeah. It'll do.
Q, I
It's
love
the same
doing.
as- It was the same as Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
it's
Well,
not
Jimmy and
as.
I'll always like 2D
it's
animation
peanut
over
butter and jelly.
3D.
Here's the
but-
thing: the animation one is not great, but also, I will say this: it's not shouty. Like Fairly Odd Parents is a very shouty show. All the characters are yelling. Jimmy Neutron isn't like that, but I don't know. There's other things about it that are dumb and annoying, but there's funny things. Like I love imitating the Carl voice or
Yeah.
Hugh Neutron. So that's funny.
What
I
about
don't
Mrs.
know-
Parrot or whatever her name is?
Oh, the
I don't know.
teacher.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miss Fowl. Miss
Yeah.
Fowl.
Fowl.
Oh, that's actually genius that her name was Miss Fowl.
That was
Mrs.
actually
Parrot.
funny. Yeah, I do give it some credit actually. Yeah, maybe I'll.
I just didn't
will
like
see.
looking at it.
It
If I
had
could like
its
listen,
moment.
if I could listen to it,
Yeah.
it was okay, but I just hated the whole, like I said,
I
the
know.
little floaty animation.
Well,
Every-
here, can we talk about Fairly Odd Parents when they did the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour
Yeah.
thing, where so when they went into Timmy's world, they looked fine because
Yeah.
they drew them in the style. But when they put the Fairly Odd Parents characters in Jimmy Neutron's world,
Nightmare.
they didn't change their proportions. So Timmy's mouth, his smile would go up to like his eyes.
Yeah.
Which that's fine in a 2D like flat looking Butch Hartman show. That's not right for 3D. So they looked horrible. So for those of you who haven't seen it, look up Jimmy, Timmy, Power Hour, Nickelodeon. The Fairly Odd Parents characters are nightmarish
So, yeah.
in Jimmy Neutron's world.
Their eyes
Horrible.
are bugging. They look
Yeah.
like sock puppets in the mouth.
It's one of the biggest fumbles of animation I've seen. They did it 3 times. They made 3 of them.
Something wrong with them boys over there, man. All right, so we're coming down. Oh, I almost forgot about this little gem over here, Rocco's Modern
Here we
Life.
go.
Rocco's
Okay,
Modern Life.
really?
Oh yeah, okay.
I'd say quality.
Yeah.
Quality TV. Yeah, it's a nice little show.
I heard something about Rocco's Modern Life that I can't remember recently. Like a remake, or
that's-
it's being streamed, or I forget.
Yeah, they did a movie. We got Fairly Odd Jimmy here.
Oh God,
Fairly unusual looking.
he just
And
looks like a
then- and then-
douchebag, and
He just looks
He looks
so
like-
smug.
he's like,
What an arrogant.
He looks like the type of dude who would dirty mac on his friends with their girlfriends.
Well,
Like,
that
I
was
wouldn't
the
treat
thing
you
where,
like that.
Timmy went over and he was all over Susie.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, oh, fuck yeah.
He's looking at him like,
So let me get them cakes real quick. It's like, whoa, I didn't know that. I didn't know butts could actually come out like that. Being in this 2D world. It's like, whoa.
Some 3D. I was like, whoa, this is a game changer.
It's like, whoa, okay. Hold on.
Susie took like one look at like Timmy's like mutant
Tooth.
face and was like, I'm gonna let him hit.
Yeah. Like, that buck tooth is wild, fam.
It's that phenomenon like when guys are so weird looking.
Yeah.
Like, girls like find them hot.
Mm-hmm. I'll
Like an
never
Adam
understand
Driver
that.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. I won't bring up some people from our past. I don't want to be mean, but I can bring up some misters, for example, for sure. For sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we got Doug. Now, this is the good Doug. This is not
Yeah.
Disney ABC Doug. This is the classic Doug.
That's right, because then it went over. I always remember my dad would laugh about because they would say brand spanking new Doug. Some 90s lingo.
Brand
It
spanking
was
new
pretty
Doug.
good. I liked it on both, but I don't remember it a
enjoy
lot.
it.
I don't know. You want to put it on quality? I think it was nice.
I remember
Yeah.
the movie being very good.
Yeah, you know what? Some love for Doug. I didn't dislike it though either. I'd put it in quality.
Yeah,
It's good for it's good for quality.
yeah, like for
Yeah,
me,
it was
like
enjoyable.
I really liked this one though.
Oh, it was fun.
my
I
favorite.
watched it. I just like making fun of it. But
yeah.
remember the theme song where
We
where,
are
what was
riders.
his sister Reggie? She snowboards up to what's his name, Twist, and he's like got the camera. And she just shakes the camera. It always like bugged me as a kid. I was like,
Grabs
"What's your
it.
problem?like?"
And it was epic.
Yeah.
That annoyed me as a kid because I was like, "Leave his camera alone."
It was so extreme though.
Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
It was tubular.
Because that rocket power theme song literally is nothing but craziness.
Yeah,
Oh, not the
Lots of
song.
theme
Color.
song is definitely a factor in these.
Definitely. And sorry, Rocco's Modern Life, but you're not making that cut.
Yeah, forget you, dude. I mean, on the same tier.
I remember Rocco's theme song.
Modern Life. Rocco's Modern Life.
Modern Life.
Like it was like a Smash Bros. Announcer comes in. Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah.
Lincoln Wow.
What? Riders on a mission. Action kids in play position.
There it is.
Wow, that's not where it ends.
Oh, it cut
But
off
fine.
There. Yeah, that's not where it ends.
All right, YouTube.
Oh, well.
But anyway,
Yeah.
after that, it gets more extreme and rockety and powerful. So.
Yeah, it was fun.
And okay, so now we're left with a whole bunch of cartoons I have no clue about. You know, like.
Well, okay,
Yes.
wait, hang on.
Forget all the-
We know about.
Oh, I know the Winx. I know
teenage-
Winx. I know Winx.
What? Yeah, well, hang on, the Winx. But we know about Teenage Robot, right?
Oh
Teenage
yeah!
Robot? Yeah.
There she is. Yeah, that's right here.
That's 4chan's
Now this is the
favorite
one.
cartoon.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now this is the yeah, for other reasons. This is the cartoon that I think Danny Phantom was trying to be.
I agree. Really cool, distinct art style. Yeah. I enjoy it as someone who makes a robot cartoon. I see this one brought up a lot, and yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but I love the art style. I love the art.
It's sick, and
I don't know this one.
it's kind of Max Fleischer-esque.
Yeah, a little bit of that mixed with like mid-century, mixed with like even a little old anime. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was really cool, I think. And I think it was one of those other cartoons that moved. I believe it was on Kids WB at one point. Because I remember seeing it there
probably.
Saturday morning, and it just didn't
Okay.
do well. Because, Saturday morning action cartoons are usually for guys, and a lot of guys can't get over the fact that Jenny's a robot girl.
See, I like that. See,
That must have
was-
been my.
I like that. I like those
was
like
cool,
little twists. She had action problems plus girl problems, Just kind of like Kim
I didn't
Possible
mind
in a way.
watching the show. Right, exactly. When they showed their midriff, and so you're like, all right,
Yeah. So,
well, something for the fellas.
something for the fella. Look at that robo body. Okay, so after that one,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Same.
and any
Yeah.
iteration or version of it. Sorry.
I would
thought-
put haven't seen. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, Tim. I'm sorry.
I haven't. I just thought
Oh,
they were
okay.
cool. I just thought maybe as a kid that I wanted to have a sword or something.
Oh, we could put it in It'll Do or background
What, the
noise, 'cause
Teenage Mutant
I
Ninja-
But
actually-
it's
yeah,
it
you're right,
is
'cause
true that I haven't
It
seen
was
it.
on. You're right. It was on, and I never minded if it was
Oh,
on. But it was.
It's good for
background.
background noise. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let's go down. I don't have a lot to say about that one, but I think.
Let's get rid of these.
Okay, some of these were very short-lived ones. Like Capo Mikey was a weird fluke one. The whole plot was like, what if an American cartoon went to Japan, and like the Japanese people were anime, and
Okay.
it's kind of a funny idea, but I never watched it.
Hold on.
And it goes
Hopefully my point
right to
doesn't
regret
pop
seeing.
up.
Nope, don't remember.
What
It
the?
was very short-lived. Yeah, he was like an American cartoon, but the others.
I
man,
don't love how thick his lines are.
we
It-
had
yeah,
to look different.
It makes us. It makes. Okay. All right. Whatever.
It was one
I'll
of
just
those,
not
like,
say nothing
animes
about it.
weird.
I haven't seen it. I won't say it. I don't know. I heard Harvey
Let's
Beaks
see.
is making a lot of moves on Nickelodeon. That's one I
Well,
hear about a lot.
think it ended, but I don't know if
Oh.
they still make it. But I heard it was a charming cartoon. I've never seen it, but I've heard good things about it. It's from the creator of Chowder, a good cartoon. I heard
haven't
it's
seen
nice. So, do you want to give it some credit? You want to put it in quality? I feel like this
I haven't
movie
seen
did
it.
Show. You're right. I guess.
Like I don't want to say it's quality if I haven't seen
I thought
it.
you had.
just,
I'm sorry.
Oh no, mine
I'm
are
sorry.
good. You're
I
good.
thought
You're
you
good.
had.
You're
You said
good.
It was good.
I didn't mean to say it that way. I'm just like I
Well,
can't.
we don't have to put it up there. Let's put it in haven't
Well, you
seen
know
it.
what? Hold on. Well, hold on. Hold on.
Wait, and now what does Harvey Beak exactly?
Let's see what
He's
Harvey
a
Beaks
little
looks like.
bird, and he's got friends, and they're.
Oh
No.
I've seen this. It's not that bad, but it's not that good either. So I'll put it in quality because I'll put it in.
quality
I'll
is
put it
good.
in
Reminds me of
background.
Gumball.
I'll put it in
It's too
background.
gumball.
You don't like
Blue
Gumball?
character.
Well, it's just too gumball. And look at the orange cat. It's too much.
I'm saving this picture.
Copyright.
Make that the profile.
I gotta make that I gotta put that on one of my YouTube videos somehow. All right. Anyway, Harvey Beaks, shout out to
He
you.
made it. He made it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys know about the Winx Club?
All I know about the Winx Club
What?
is that I thought they dressed kind of like strippers.
They were dressing like
Let's go.
strippers. They were.
I mean, they did not wear a lot. It was kind of like
Kids,
Like a
come on
Western-
down.
It was kind of like a Western Sailor Moon, right? Isn't
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
it's girls in a high school and they?
What?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
background noise to me.
You don't know about Winx, bro?
How was I not
Wink.
watching this in the
It was-
It was like
of...
Winx, we are the Winx. It was
Yeah,
something.
that was the theme song, the best written theme song in the world. The guy was like, they're the Winx, so let's have them sing, "We are the Winx, we 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 are the Winx." But
Winx Club theme song. Yeah.
but there was this, and then I know about these because both of these cartoons were on Fox Box before they went to Cartoon Network.
They were. Yeah, they're not really a Nicktoon original, but yeah.
Yeah, but there's the other one which was like
Had
for
bad
the alt.
animation.
There's another one for alt girls called
Yeah.
The Witch,
Yes.
and they would say, "We are Witch,"
Nice.
basically.
It's a little older, a little edgier.
So you see that? You see that, Tim?
My eyes.
Look at that
peeled
belly
here.
button. Anytime you give a girl her belly button exposed, that's the Western fan
Oh,
service.
look at that hunk.
Here we go.
Oh, look at that honk.
We are the Winx. We are the Winx. We are the Winx.
Yeah.
All right, so
I
they're.
love the.
Look at their eyes far apart. They're all the same.
So, oh my God, they have like the crazy like Code Lyoko space between their face, man.
Oh yeah,
Winx
yeah,
Club,
I
though.
remember Winx Club, yeah.
Okay, so now we are definitely the cartoons I don't know about. I know this is another Butch
Okay.
Hartman, but
Tough Puppy, it's annoying. I've seen a couple episodes one night, like I couldn't sleep. It was on early in the morning. Irritating. Yes.
irritating.
Glad we got some material for regret seeing.
The kind if I was a parent and the kid was watching, I said, watch something quieter.
Can we just
Hey, but
calm
this
down?
is pretty good.
Yeah, the list is pretty nice.
Pretty even. Look
oh,
how
Yeah,
even
I was going to say we got a nice bell curve going. How about, you guys ever seen Glitch Text? That was a new one. That was actually, it was a Nickelodeon, but it was on Netflix.
Oh,
It was short-lived, but it wasn't bad.
Okay.
It's not, I mean, obviously I wasn't the
Phyllis.
target audience for it, but it was fine. It was like these kids, it's like Tron, if it was a cartoon. Yeah, you know, so I would put in like it'll do or quality. It was fine, you know. Yeah, it'll do. It was a decent mid cartoon.
And this one the
Cat
first?
Scratch.
isn't
What
Yakety
was
Yak
it?
one of the first Nickelodeon cartoons?
I think it might have been, but I have not seen
Really?
it.
I've never
Maybe
seen
some
it, but
shorts when I was a kid, but yeah.
Looks like Bullwinkle. Not gonna lie.
yeah, it doesn't
Haven't
look
seen
Bullwinkle.
Welcome to the Wayne. Haven't seen.
Haven't seen X's.
yeah.
Haven't seen.
What the hell is
Shuriken
Welcome to the
something.
Wayne?
Yep, that's what I
That
mean.
sounds
Welcome
like
to
a
the Wayne. I have
Little
not
Wayne
seen.
mixtape or something.
Oh, the Wayne Manor.
Welcome to the Wayne.
Who drew this?
Wayne. Is it about Batman?
Who the heck drew this?
It's kind of fun. I like the background.
What is it? Kind of.
They live in
yeah.
a hotel. They live in a crazy hotel.
Oh.
I think that's a newer one. That's a newer
Nice.
one. Yeah.
For some reason, it reminds me of Bob's Burgers, even though it shouldn't, because it doesn't look like
That
it at
and
all.
regular
Oh, this is
show, yeah.
this is Flapjack. I recognize their noses. It's the
Could
Flapjack.
yeah. A lot of people on Flapjack went on to start cartoons, so it could be yeah.
Yeah, Flapjack low key was like the breeding ground for animated.
Yeah.
Great.
It was.
Like,
We'll talk about that in Cartoon Network.
yeah. It started like the modern. Yeah.
Wave.
Yeah.
So we'll put in haven't seen.
Love that.
Monster High. I know this is
Haven't seen.
a brand of like dolls. So
Yeah, it's just like
it's probably not
Monster.
gonna be good, but I haven't seen it.
It's marketing for toys. That's
Yeah.
Get Blake. Never even heard of Get Blake.
Get Blake.
What's Cat Scratch? You know about Cat Scratch?
It's background noise. I've seen it.
Okay. I think
Background
I've
noise,
seen it
straight
too.
up.
Let me look
Haven't
up
even
Cat
Cat
Scratch.
Look, the logo looks very 90s for Cat Scratch.
It's from the 2000s. It was
Oh, it is?
fine. It was average.
Yeah!
noises.
I remember this.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That was somewhere locked in my brain. And once
Yeah.
I saw that, it like all came back. I remember enjoying this cartoon actually.
It was fine. Yeah,
It's not
well,
bad.
maybe we could put it. It'll do.
Yeah.
It was
I
fine. I
must have
thought it was a
not
little
liked it.
obnoxious,
I
but
remember the
It was a little obnoxious for sure, but I remember watching
we
it.
were kids.
Yeah.
yeah.
X's is background noise. I remember it being on. I never watched it.
PXs. I'm assuming they're like
yeah.
superhero
Kinda
spy
neat art
family or
style,
something
though.
like that.
Yeah, it
Seems
had
like
a kind of a cool
Incredibles.
art style, but not a. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, what do we got left? We got Is that the modifiers?
The modifiers, I don't know what that is. I don't know what Shuriken.
That was I know
School is.
modifiers. That was a Lost pilot that never became a show. So I think we
really?
can only put it would have been kind of neat because it was like it had a 60s mod sort of aesthetic. It looked good, but it never got picked up. So I don't think we can really. I
That's
think it
not
just
it.
had like a couple episodes. Yeah.
Is this it?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it's the
Oh.
modifiers. Yeah.
All right.
Disney.
It's got a cute, fun style.
I wouldn't
to
be
it.
surprised if it didn't get picked up by them and then got picked up by Disney. I wouldn't be surprised, but probably didn't because on DeviantArt. So, but yeah, okay. This little kind of every time I
Yes.
look at this, it makes me feel like I took an ecstasy pill or something. Though it's like a lot of colors.
Yeah, very colorful. I think some of those are from a popular Zone animation, make the naughty version. And I don't even know what that is at the bottom there.
Put what
I
lower
am
than a
not-
C? Cherry the strawberry, the modifiers.
No, that thing at the bottom, I don't even know what that is.
Shuriken School? No, but I had someone in
would've
chat. They jumped in and
Oh.
said, "I will riot if you put the modifier anything lower than a C." I just haven't seen it. I don't know if it's a
Haven't seen it. It
modifier.
has to go
I haven't-
in.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
it's
they're
in-
talking about.
That's how it works. That's how it works. We
No, the
don't
one
use
with the
that
cats.
TV.
It's in-
Oh yeah, cat
It
scratch.
has
Yeah.
to go into have
Cat
a C.
scratch is definitely it'll do territory.
Yeah,
Shuriken School. What the heck is Shuriken School?
don't know.
It looks like it wants to be Shaolin Showdown.
It does.
No problem. I got you.
I mean, I haven't
Krillin
seen it. It's
vibes.
gotta go
Krillin
in. It's
vibes.
gotta go.
I just
Yeah,
haven't
we
seen
can't
it.
we can't just do this. It has to be.
I gotta be honest. I think we should put. I think Cat Dog should go down to background noise. The more I'm thinking about it.
You've been it's been festering on your mind this whole podcast.
He's been thinking. He's been
I've
thinking
been
about this
thinking
a lot.
about it.
When we place it
Been
there,
on
he's
his
just like,
mind.
I've been thinking about it. It's getting demoted.
Yeah,
So we
no,
can
you're
even
right.
out.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
And you're
Okay.
saying cat scratch is better than cat dog? Okay.
Cat Scratch
Yeah.
is better than Cat Dog for sure.
Okay. I like it.
I think we got a good list going here. I think we got
Cherry
a
the
good
strawberry says
definitive-
Cat Dog lives rent free in my head and it scares me. Rightfully so.
Yeah, right.
Rightfully so.
'Cause
All right,
think about
y'all.
the logistics of
All
it.
right, guys.
We got this. So we got all the tiers. This
It's
is the
been
list.
said.
This is the list. Look
We
at
did
it. Soak it in. Because it's the right one. It's the only one that's correct. And if you debate about it, you're wrong.
I mean, if you want to tell us you're wrong, you can find us at our social medias. We're not going to listen.
I'm not gonna listen.
Yeah, I don't have
Tell
the
you
patience
wrong.
for that.
I'm not gonna listen, but it's nice to
I
use
just
your
can't
words.
be fucked.
Well, okay, all right, Tim. Let's not.
I just can't be fucked anymore. Because it's all just people telling me their opinions about these. We said what we said. I got a little actually angry there, guys. I'm sorry about that. 'Cause
Oh my
No, it's okay.
god.
We like the passion. We like
these
the
guys,
passion.
these people, they like to tell us, wait a minute. I think Cat Dog held up. It's
Those of you
art.
listening
It's
don't know what we
my.
go through. Yeah,
It's actually beautiful art, and I'm like, shut up.
we really deal with some bullshit. Yeah, outside of the show, some real nonsense.
I mean,
And
just
I
the
just
other
lost
day I was at Starbucks
my nerve
getting
a
me a
little
mocha latte, and they asked me what was the deal with the last tier list, and I was like, "What's the deal with not my latte yet?" And that story is completely true because I definitely drink Starbucks.
No, it sounds like you really deserved to be compensated in some way there.
Yeah, so I gave them a
Did you
link
talk to
tree.
the manager?
No, I just gave them my link tree, which you guys should check out.
dope.
That's where you can find me at josh.ua, the white Kirby. Depending on where you look, I got a lot of names and aliases. I do a lot of shit.
You can find me at Dom Cellini Art on Twitter or at Domcell on Instagram if you want to read my comic Emmy the Robot on Webtoon. You can find it there.
Hey, that's a good comic. My
Thank
name's
you.
Grand Arc is one of my names, and Beyond Our Knowledge, you can find me on Spotify.
Okay. All right. And that's the
Wait.
gang. That's the squad. Us three. We had a
That's
guest
it.
today. Shout out to our guest, Jonathan. We came in with
Yeah,
the
let him
legend
know.
of... Yeah, for real. Let him know. This podcast, if you
It's a
missed
great
it on
moment.
live, you can see it 2 months from now. So it's very important you
Okay.
come and show these live shows if you want to keep up with us in the current time we're doing stuff. But yeah, other than that, check us out on YouTube, subscribe there, and don't miss an episode.
All right.
Tell your dad that you love him, even if it's not Father's Day today. It was
Yeah.
Father's Day we recorded this, so make sure you tell him that you love him and that That fanboy in Chum Chum is terrible.